Besides eager loading, where we loaded the data that we needed from the beginning, we can use explicit loading, in which we load the related data after we load the data from the main entity. Let's see that. Let me come down here. We are in Movies Controller. Let me come down here. I'll say HTTP get explicit loading / ID int. I'll say public async task action result of movie DTO get explicit int ID. And then I'll do the following. I'll say movie DTO equal to await context movies first or default async. Notice that I'm not even loading the related data, but I can do it in another line of code. Like I can do it right here. Context entry movie DTO. Actually, this isn't really movie DTO. This should be movie. We aren't really still not mapping to movie DTO, so this is a movie actually. So collection, and I will say here p genres and load async. Notice that then now I am loading the related data in another line. I'm loading the related data after the initial loading of the movie. So here I could say something like if movie is null, then I will return not found, and then only then I would load the related data. Then I can say var movie DTO. Now I have to use movie DTO because I will say mapper map movie DTO, and then I will pass the movie, semicolon here. And now I can say return movie DTO. I wanted to say movie DTO like this, semicolon here. So let me save. Let me come back here just so that we can see this works. Explicit loading, try it out. 1, execute, and let's see that we have the title and the genres. The good thing about this is that we're not really limited to simply loading the related data, but we could actually make a query about the related data. For example, let's say that instead of loading it, I just want to know the amount of genres that this movie has. I can do that. I can say genres count, and then I can say instead of load async, I can say something like query here and count async. Now I can return, for example, a new object. I can say an anonymous type here. I can say ID, movie DTO ID, name, or should I say title, movie DTO title, and then genres count equal to genres count. Save, and let's see this. Let's see that if I come here, try it out, let's say 1, execute, we're going to see that we have ID 1, title Avengers, and genres count 2. Now, a disadvantage of this technique over eager loading is that I find that the queries generated by Entity Framework Core are a little bit inefficient, at least with regard to when we loaded, just like a moment ago, when we loaded the genres using load async. It is not a really efficient way of doing things, so I'm not sure it is advisable to use that technique like that, but doing things like this is just fine, because if you see the query, if you see the generated query, you're fine to use that technique like that, but doing things like this is just fine, because if you see the query, if you see the generated query, you are going to see that this is a normal select count query, so it's not really that bad. So if you know from the beginning what you are going to need, then you are definitely better off using eager loading.